Adventure is Nigh has a really big disc.
Big disc energy.
Well, an average-sized disc. I'm, of course, talking about the Adventure is Nigh Blu-ray discs. Season 1 and Season 2 of Adventure is Nigh are now available to own. That means you can watch the river crossing shenanigans of your favorite adventurers, even if there's no more internet. These blue discs include every episode of Season 1 and 2 beautifully remastered, Q&As, behind-the-scenes content, and a commentary track on every single episode. Honestly, we probably shouldn't have done that. We get sidetracked easily.
I don't know if you've seen The Substance.
I was going to say, I was waiting for a break so I could be like, let's talk about how they use nudity in The Substance.
Head on over to our DFTBA store to order your copy or go to adventureisnigh.horse. It's a real website.
Hey, I think I did everything correctly. Hey, everybody. Welcome to RPG Help Desk. My partner is standing off camera, ready to assist in some RPG helping. You ready? What's your advice? You just want to see me RPG helping? Yeah. Oh, okay. I have to RPG help you right now, so Devin can go to the gym. Italian says hi, Devin. Deuce is RPG helping with partners. Let's go. That's Scrutinanny music right there. It could be. Just put it in your Scrutinanny game. And then suddenly, it is. If you want to use, here's the RPG help. If you want to use commerce, but don't like money, don't use money. Use a bartering system. Boom. I helped.
I expect to see a list of your closed tickets.
Devin says she wants a list of my closed tickets by the time she returns. So we have to keep track. Bye, love you too. Have fun. Oh, good. Italian is currently posting stuff. Today is just y'all and me talking about stuff for like probably an hour. I have a friend's birthday, so I said I would pick her up pizza on the way to RPG today. So I have to leave a little bit early. But I said it was just a, whatever day. And Italian was like, all right, time to take this back over. And cool. Because I think that was a really fun topic, so I'm open to talking more about it. So Italian is currently posting things about the class, so we can all get a refresher. I'm writing them down. So I can easily. Deep says buy a fun. Meredith D says buy a fun. Keeper Day says buy a fun. Discordia waves. Hey, Captain President, with your $10 says here's some money to fund a bartering system. Well, Captain President, your barter is accepted. So now what do you want for it? A system you know of that could match both sides of RE9? I don't know enough about RE9 to answer that question. Like what's her name? Not Ashley. Shoot. What's her name? What? It's Ashcroft. But her name is Grace? Grace, yeah. Grace Ashcroft is her name. Thanks, everybody. Italian/alien. Talian. That's where xenomorphs come from. Yep, they come from Talian. Oh, Vinativari says, I'm here wondering if anyone's question is, how do I get more than 2 adults to clear a day in a week to play TTRPGs and finish a campaign. What a miracle. What miracle must I pray for or sacrifice to make this? Sort of. Okay, here's the thing. Oh, before I get to that question, sorry. The thing I was supposed to say at the beginning, there was an ad for the Adventurous Nigh Blu-ray. And so if you want to check that out, you can. We just got a bunch of new stuff at the shop. So there's some new shirts, there's a bunch of stickers, there's some Design Delve stuff, some fully emblematic stuff, some just Second Wind stuff. Heather Mason versus Grace Ashcroft. Heather Mason. 10 out of 10. I'm assuming this is a fight. If it's a fight, still Heather Mason. It's gonna whoop ass. So there's new stuff at the store, and it's really cool. Also, was mentioned at the top of the show, there is a oh no, now I forgot who said it. Oh, tell me who said it. Was it Marith? Somebody said it. There's currently a bundle on itch.io for TTRPGs for trans rights. I'll throw a link in here. My 2 books, Grinderbin's Mobile Market of Ridiculous Magic Items. Yeah, it was you. Perfect. Thanks, Marith. My 2 books, Grinderbin's Mobile Market of Ridiculous Magic Items and One Page Lore Fantasy Folk are both in there. So if you want those, get them through the bundle because all the proceeds go to that and help people out because that's important. All right. Now to answer the first question, Talion, we're going to get to yours because yours is probably going to take a long time because we got lots of stuff to do. But the question of how do you get more than 2 adults to clear a day in their week to play games? The answer is overbooking. That is the answer. If you want 2 people to show up, try and get 6 or 7. Schedules are gonna conflict. Stuff's gonna show up. People are gonna say, I can't. If you try to get more people, if you just try to get 2 people, it will be very hard. If you actively seek for more, then yeah, you can hopefully get that many people in. It's still hard. Like, people are busy. Gas is expensive. Lives gotta live. Just so much. But yeah, that, like, in all honesty, I find that overbooking, if I want a campaign of 4 people, I will try to get like 8 people to commit to a night. Even if I start the campaign with like 6 people, I know people are going to drop. Like, it's just, unfortunately, I've had like 2 games in my life where that hasn't been the case. So, overbooking. You can also do a soft launch where it's like, oh, we're going to do game night on this night. Oh, anybody who can come, just come. And then kind of like get people into that routine of coming over. And then being like, hey, you know, I really want to play this Pirate Borg RPG. Like, oh, we should play that for a game night. Let's do a little one shot. And then just kind of soft launch into that. And then when you have people regularly showing up for it, boom, there's your group. In all honesty, I would suggest both those. Also, check public events. Like at local game stores and stuff that people, if you want to be a player. Yeah, got other questions. I know I'm a problem, says Talion. All good. Like throwing darts at a board. Yeah. If you start a game, get by. Everyone needs to be present for game night and story go on. Yeah, also I would say that don't stick to everybody has to be here for the story to continue. Like the Thursday game that I'm in currently is a superhero thing. And we have baked in, like, who can make it this week? Okay. here's what happened last week that is going to keep the people that aren't going to be there this week from their characters being in the game. So like last time I fell off of a water tower at the end of the session, and then I wasn't there for the week after. So it was like, oh, perfect. Knocked unconscious. Continue on without me. Yeah, that it doesn't. It's harder if it's like a DM and 2 people, if one of them doesn't show up. But if you have like, I'm going to say 50%, even though 1 of 2 is still 50%, but like 2 of 3, 2 of 4, it's okay. And that people are okay with that. Like that is kind of baked into it. I'm super lucky I have a group stick together for 20 years. See, that's the routine. That's like you have people that have carved out chunks of their lives and work around that, which is great. Come over for super relaxed casual game night. Oops. What's this TTRPG book doing here? Well, all my other games fell in the river. So, yeah, exactly. That's how you do it, Italian. I just haven't had the willpower to try finding/vetting groups for several years. You know what? That's fair. Like, it's a lot of work to try and vet a group or to try and get into a group, to try and find a good group. Like, it's not easy. And it stinks to say that, but like, yeah. So I would say like even small progress, like chipping away at it, of like trying to find a group, just even the smallest of progress is still progress. So like try and chip away at it. Deshin Cross is longtime fan, first time caller. I've been wanting to get into TTRPGs for a while, but I don't know how or where to get started. In person is restrictive to a disability. Oh. P.S. Looking forward to Adventures Night Season 5. Thank you. I'm really glad that you liked the show. I was actually doing a little animation for Season 5 earlier today. Okay, let me mark this down because I want to answer that. Don't try to leave the doors, they're locked. Now sit down and roll a character. Got lucky in college, my friends are fucking nerds. So I just play for them. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, one shot at PAX have been fun. Sister Renethal. Yeah, if you go to RPG conventions, the one shots are usually pretty good. I haven't played at PAX, but I've also Renethal saying they're good. I've also heard, also hi Durethal. I've heard other people say their PAX stuff was really good. Yeah, other conventions where they're running games, they'll usually have like a 2 or 4 hour game slots. Try getting into some of those. There's some people I've met locally who like I met playing games with them at a convention and then saw them at a friend's party and was like, I know you. We played Pathfinder together. So like, and then that helped when it's like, oh, I'm running a group. Oh, I know this person. Hey, do you want to play? So like, stuff like that is very helpful. I would very much recommend trying to do it at conventions. And then for if you don't mind saying, Deshin, if you want to say what the disability is, if it's like specific things that can help that, or you don't have to. But yeah, do you want to do in person, or are you okay with online? Like, do you have a preference? Do you want to try a little bit of both? What is your goal here? Because I know me personally, I like online games, but I feel like I need a meat space game. Like I need to just go to someone's house or have them come to my place and like look at faces in 3 dimensions. But I will also play plenty of online games because they're also really fun and definitely convenient. Dash and Crossing Adventures Night is my #1 comfort show for years. Aw, it's gotten me through good times and the hard times. Thanks for all the work and effort you've done. Thank you so much for enjoying it. It's a pleasure to work on that show and make it. I'm so glad. I only look at faces in 5 dimensions. Jokes on you, Jesse. You're better than me, Talion. You're a better human than me. Was it Ashley Johnson had a Critical Role character that was baked in? She was MIA a lot because she's a mercenary on a bounty without the real life. Oh, okay, but she was actually filming something in real life. What do you mean human? I'm a mantis shrimp? Oh, okay. Yeah, the having a good excuse for not being there. We had one character who in a campaign got arrested, and they being part of a bank robbery, but the bank robbery was successful, so the party used a large chunk of their funds to hire extremely good lawyers for the party member that got arrested for the bank robbery. And so anytime that player was gone, it was, oh, a lawyer shows up through a teleporter and is like, oh, we have a court date, you need to come. And so that was that person's excuse for every time they weren't there. So having a little thing like that is really fun. For the earlier question of like, if you don't need everybody there. Yeah, being a mercenary, it's like, oh, I have a lead on a person, I gotta go check that out. Perfect. You have a sending stone that your mom always calls on, and every time she calls, you're like, I gotta take this, and then you walk away and take that call. Like, you could be as silly or as serious as you want, but it's good to have. Dashin says, sure, diagnosed fibro and spine injury from a few years back. Commuting and spending a day doing stuff just leaves me exhausted and needing days to recover. Okay. That's tough. I don't know much about fibromyalgia, but I know some of the like symptoms and stuff of like the exhaustion and like how much work your body goes through to do anything, to do things that like most people would just take for granted, if I'm remembering correctly. That's tough. I would say getting this is more work on that end, but like, is it possible to have people come to you? Is that easier? I would say, which is easier, you going to someone or having people come to you? And then from there, try to move forward with finding more people, inviting people over to your house. Is there, an event you can do stuff at for like one shots? Is there a local game store that runs stuff? Things like Reddit's looking for group. I think it's what's it called? Obsidian Portal, I think, also has a looking for group thing. Feels like always having the flu, says Deshin. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I was a little bit there. That's rough, because, yeah, doing simple things will absolutely drain you. So what are things that you can do? I guess that would be, yeah, like going places versus people coming to you. What would be less draining? And also, do you want to do like online games? Is that easier for you? Hey, Gargadargus. Tally says fibromyalgia is a less specific thing and more of a catch-all description of symptoms when they can't diagnose what's going on with you based on anything in other systems. Oh, I didn't know that. Dang, that makes it extra rough. Okay, I need to catch up on YouTube chat. Sorry, I've been ignoring you. Ooh, Just Sophia 22. Hi, thank you for the question. I'm going to mark that down, and then when we finish with Deshin, I will get to that. Hey, Discordia says Escape from Dinosaur Island was one of my suggestions from the next time I'm in the ST seat and rotating group having now run Triangle Agency. Yeah, Triangle Agency's a wild game. If you want to play games, I don't know, just be close to Discordia. She runs games. Sorry, I just volunteered you, Discordia. Thrillgamesh is a great name. I do Wednesday Friends day every week to get my TTRPG fix. Good. Wednesday, great day for RPGs. Just gonna say it. Ooh, Hike Lassie? Hike Lassie? Gives $2, says, any thoughts about good TTRPGs to start a kid on? Thanks for the $2. I'm not super familiar with like kids RPGs. Discordia mentioned Kids on Bikes is a pretty simple one. Something like Monster of the Week is fairly simple. No Thank You Evil is really simple from Monty Cook Games. I think the most important thing will be what are they interested in? Because if they're like super into a particular genre, finding something that kind of hits what they're interested in that genre, they might go harder on that RPG than you'd expect because it's of that interest that they really want. Is there a particular thing they're interested in? Also, what age? Because like a 6-year-old could be very different from like a 12-year-old on like how much game they can do. Oh, Kitty Cat Renee, another question? Oh my gosh, Talion, I hope we get to you. There's so many questions coming in. Oh no. Let's see. Can't completely compare anything. Discordia, you're answering ads to get into groups? That's cool. TTRPG servers would be my suggestion. Discordia ads for finding groups. I've had mixed results, but that's also because I don't do them a lot. So it's really good. Discordia, if you want to share kind of how did you find the ones that you used? Because that'll help me and possibly other people too. Unclear or unnuclear, thanks for the question. I'll try to get to that. Oh, a few replies for the games for kids. My Little Pony: Tales of Equestria is a watered down D&D. Nice. Mouse Ritter, says Wolf Hedra. I think Fate is also very simple. I will just shill Fate every chance I get. I think it's also pretty good for kids. Mouse Guard and Dragon Blade for older kids is a suggestion. Oh my goodness. All right. Burp, burp, burp. Oh, Dave Collier with 4.99 pounds says, hi, Jesse. No TTRPG question from me, but just want to say hi and send some support. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay, I'm going to check back over to Twitch to find Deshin's answer. Oh, no, there's so much happening. Okay, Deshin says, online would be significantly easier. Plus, I live in Malta. I don't know where that is. So there's not much of a TTRPG scene here. So rough, I had to import all my Pathfinder books. Oh, dang. Okay, then online definitely worth it. As Discordia mentioned, servers, RPG servers. Again, I've had mixed results, but that's easier. I mean, Also, if you've got people you know in similar time zones, easier to get people to get on their computer than to show up somewhere physically. And if that's easier for you to do it that way, um, that's a good way to do it. If you and you're saying you've never played a TTRPG, but you've picked up a few solos. Start small too. Like, don't commit to like, hey, we're gonna do a year-long campaign. Like, do a one shot. Like, start to finish in one sitting. Because if you're doing solo stuff, that's great, and that'll get you some of the way there. But like, there's things that you'll learn and like figure out and want to try in a group setting that's gonna be different. And like, don't overcommit to like, oh, what am I going to do for the second season arc of this thing that I'm now a part of? Just run a silly one shot. Was it Honey Heist is one of them? Brindlewood Bay, also a really great thing for one shots. I think Brindlewood Bay actually is pretty good technically, for the question about kid RPGs for kids, technically would be pretty good because it's rules light. I just don't know if a kid's going to be interested in playing an old lady who's solving a murder. Oh, Meredith saying there are also some kids RPGs in the Trans Kids pack. So I will put that link back into YouTube. If you get that, there will be some options. Do you know which ones, Meredith? No idea if they're any good. Oh, Goblin Errands is good, says Thrill Gamesh. Catching up on chat. Catching up on chat. Malta is in Europe, I think, says Speakeasy. Oh, okay. It's in the Mediterranean. All right. Westworth COVID made it. And I was going to worse. Oh, Cypher System is also good for one shots. Yeah, Cypher. That's what we're doing the what you call it in superhero games in Cypher System. I play so many horror RPGs. It's hard to to not suggest like Mothership, which is I feel like rules, or Cairn, which is rules light enough, but theming wise, you have to change some things. Hey, Crawdad. Says, I played a game called Breathless the other night. Very simple but effective rules for horror. Breathless equals zombies. Oh, they don't got no more breath. That's true. Oh, Dorinithal mentioning Pathfinder 2E has a really big Discord. That is another place. Deshin, to be good to look at, especially if you mentioned you imported Pathfinder games. Is Pathfinder the game you're looking to play, or are you kind of just looking for a game to play? Jay Louis says, any interest in Draw Steel? They just launched the Codex. I haven't seen Draw Steel. I've heard a little bit about it, but that's about it. Julia Goodwin with a very solid question. Let me put that on the list. I'm going to try and get to these in order. Burkus, yeah, I was just mentioning Draw Steel. Yeah, I have not. Oh, and Dr. Theo, been a member for 26 months. Thanks, Dr. Theo. And Wolf Hydra. Herd? Almost Hydra. Not Hydra, though. Wolf Herdra gives $5, says, when writing an RPG, do you start with the setting and lore or with the mechanics and the rules? I'm just starting the process and have analysis paralysis. I will put that down on the question list because that's going to take me more than a moment to answer. And I'm trying to catch up. Mm-hmm. Oh, it was in the Dork Tales Discord. Highly recommend Dork Tales. Um, Kelly's been on the show and very nice. I've done some other stuff with Dork Tales, Discordia. Uh, got me into them. Yeah, that's one of those servers, and it's really good. And they have a looking for group channel, says Discordia. Some suggestions from Unnuclear for if you're a new DM, something like Winter's Daughter, Demon Driven to the Maw, or Tomb of the Serpent King. Are those all D&D? Demon Driven to the Maw. There's a Mothership or Karen one that's very similar to that, if that's not the actual one. Was better Pathfinder 1 or 2? I'd say 2. I think 2 is definitely better. I like 1 because I like because I learned 3.5 as my first D&D, even though I learned other RPGs first, and I've learned a lot since. But I think 2 is a really good evolution of Pathfinder 1. All right. They're basic role-playing but have character versions. Oh, okay. So good suggestion then, and also that does mean I get to talk about Karen for a moment, which is Cairn, Karen, Karen. I don't know how you're supposed to say that, but it is a good and simple system. I like it a lot. And more Hawk. Thanks for subbing with Prime. Really appreciate it. Crawdad, how is the superhero working with Cypher System? Really well, actually. They actually have a superhero book. They also have a book that's about being first responders, like firefighters, ambulance drivers, and stuff like that. So those two books are like the main resources we're using. And it's working really well. Any game really, says Deshin. Pathfinder just really drew me in when they did the remaster, and I jumped on that. Fair. Okay, so Dork Tales Discord for finding people. Yeah, trying to find other ones. The looking for groups. Start small. Again, just get into a one shot. Are there any conventions in your area for RPGs? That's going to be a trek. But if it's worth it and you want to try it, do like a day, a 1 day pass. A whole weekend pass might be too much. If you want to go for it, go for that. But just doing like, oh, there's going to be this many games on this day. I'll sign up for them and do that Saturday or Friday or whatever. And you also mentioned you've never played TTRPGs before. So I would just say, just aside from finding the group, be open to the experience. It's probably not going to be exactly what you think. There's a real balance, I think, in doing it to have maximum fun for you and everybody else, of like giving everybody space to do something cool with their character, and you pushing them to do a cool thing with their character, and you supporting them to do a cool thing with your character, and hopefully them reciprocating that back to you, and being able to create this story, rather than just being like, I have a cool idea and here's how it goes. Or it might be harder to, like, I know for me a lot of times in newer groups, it's hard for me to kind of push out of my shell and be like, oh, I'd like to try this. And I end up just kind of being a bit quieter sometimes. And so, like, be, or it might be you want to do something serious, and then the vibe at the table is very joking, and and roll with it, like, or the other way around where everybody's real serious and you're like, oh, okay, I gotta make less jokes in this particular group, and just kind of try and match the vibe. So it's being new at it, I think, is really cool, and it just kind of opens up all these different possibilities. Just be open to them, I'd say. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. We're definitely not getting the thing today, Italian. I'm not out of here yet. We might. If not, I will give you a dedicated day. If we don't get to it today, Italian, I have my schedule. I will set up a day specifically of we will work on Italian's thing. Oh. Even though that is another question. Oh, the World of Darkness Discord says Drethnor. Yeah, the official ones, like the Fate Discord, has a looking for group channel, I believe. Yeah, World of Darkness, finding specific groups for games you want to play, also a great way to find groups. And also the thing with one shots that are very helpful is you can do a one shot, and if you don't have fun you don't mesh with anybody in the group, not to really play games if it's that group again, or who to avoid, or you really liked one or two people in the group, and then you see they sign up for another game, and you could be like, oh, well, I'll definitely sign up for that game. Or you find 5 people over the course of 6 one shots that you've did that you really enjoy playing with. Those are 5 people you could be like, hey, I wanted to run a game. Would you be interested in playing? You're a really great player. And then that can help you kind of build out a player base of people that you like. PF2 is cleaner action economy, fewer moving parts, just overall more accessible, says Italian. I agree. I decided I've done working and actually paying attention now, says Deeps. Oh, okay. Well, welcome. Taking notes on all suggestions, says Dash. Excellent. I've been to 2 events, actually. Tried D&D twice. Absolutely loved it both times. Wanted to get more, but health got worse. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so there are events. That's really good. I would say keep going to events is a good way to do it. Official Italian time. Italian says, LOL, you don't have to, but I will. That's the thing, Italian. I will. Because I think it's very interesting, your topic. So, I'll set the freaking title up for it and everything. It'll be like, today we're dealing with Italian's questions. Does Minecraft count? Count as what? A crusher? If your second question is about Minecraft, then the answer is probably, I have know nothing about Minecraft, so I can't answer it. On Discord, you're also mentioning if you're up for it, it may help to find something you want to try and run, and then find other players to join you. Yeah, if you have a thing of oh, I really want to run Blades in the Dark because I want to do a bank heist set in a merfolk underwater bank. I just want to do that, so I'm going to run it. Who wants to play? As Discord has suggested, great way to do it. Ooh, Prince. Good question. It is on the list, but oh my gosh, we have a lot of questions today. Yeah, okay. I've been really scatterbrained 'cause I've been trying to catch up on stuff while answering this question and get other questions. Um, does that, because I don't want to be like, I did it. Have fun. If I didn't answer your question, does that give you some place to go from here, uh, Deshin? That's like a positive direction you can go, because I don't want to just say a bunch of stuff and you'd be like, that wasn't actually helpful, and then I move on like I'm the freaking tuxedo mask meme of like, my job here is done. You're like, but you didn't do anything. So like, is that all of the notes you've taken helpful? And if not, what is missing that we can try and fill in for you? Currently building an elemental swimmer skin? What? What does that mean? Oh, if you're up for it. Oh, the first part of the question, if you're up for it, may help to find something. Oh, nope, that's not. Discordia, what does that mean? What's a swimmer skin? As I await patiently for Deshin, who's actually popped out to grab a donut, so I'll just be here all day. Oh, water elemental using mermaid kith. Just you're discussing mermaid. Oh, okay. Fun. It'd be a good way to rob a bank. Water elemental using mermaid kith. Deshin says it does. I'll check out the Discord servers that you mentioned. Hadn't tried there. And I'll give local events another try. Hopefully health improves. I hope it does too. And also take care of yourself. Like, there's a balance of like, I don't know, pushing yourself and resting. And like, don't push yourself too hard. Don't give up. Like, it's a balance. I don't have an actual answer of like, this is what you should do. It'd be great if I did, but I don't. But yeah, like it is work to find groups. I think it's worth it because you have like I don't know, you do a really cool thing. I love RPGs, so. Meredith D says, if you are willing to spend money on it, there is at least one paid GM site who creates games. It's still playing with randos, but you can also find what you want and what your schedule, but it's not terribly expensive. That is true. I forget the name of the website, but there are like the paid DM ones. I have a friend who did that part time. He would do some DMing on there and made a little cash. Start playing .games. Thanks, Mirthi. Yeah, if you got the extra scratch, it's a thing of like, what is it? The fast, cheap. Fast, cheap. There's a third one in the triangle. Good? Reliable? I think it's good. Fast, cheap, good. You only picked two. So pay money for it and you get it on your schedule. I feel like the good in this scenario is always unsure because it's very much going to be person dependent. D&D Fiverr. That's funny. Okay, well then I will move on. Thank you so much for asking, Deshin. I hope we see you around these parts more. And I really hope you luck on finding games to play. And also, just feeling better. D5er, that's funny. Oh, you're very welcome, Deshin. Thank you. Again, thanks for asking. It's what I like doing here. Well, one of the things, because then I'll have guests on here and we'll just talk about stuff. But I like talking RPGs with people. Present company certainly included. Just Sophia, 22, asked, I've never played a tabletop RPG, but I've picked up a few solo. Oh, am I reading this right? Yeah. Oh, actually, I think I got this mistook with part of Deshin's question. But says I've picked up. Just Sophia says I've picked up, or never played a tabletop RPG, but I picked up a few solo games since I don't have any others to play with. Is there a solid solo RPG that you'd recommend to people trying to get into them? That's a great question, and unfortunately, I don't. I haven't played any solo RPGs, so that is an area of RPGs, kind of like games for kids, that I have an extreme deficiency on. I know we had her on for Cavalier. Is a solo RPG. I think built on Wretched and Alone, and I've heard good things about that. I know people have talked about Thousand Year Vampire. It's mostly just I've heard people talk about. If anyone has suggestions for a good solo RPG, please put them in chat because I truly do not. I would like to try some. Unnuclear says for solo RPGs, I'm keeping an eye on Astro Prisma. What is that? Have you played it, or is that you just want to play it? Work Triangle. Yeah, that's it, Captain President. Fast and expensive quality. Tyranthal saying I picked up a number of solo RPGs, haven't touched yet. And I went to a whole panel on solo RPGs at MagFest. That was really cool, but I still didn't play any of them. I know that there's some. They also mostly seem very depressing. Like, maybe it's just the ones that I've been exposed to, but it's like Chival or Cavalier is like your, a mech pilot who is dealing with the trauma of that. And it's like Wretched Alone is like you're trapped in space by yourself. Thousand Year Vampire is like you're not dying and the world is. Like, so much of them seem real sad. And sometimes I don't want that. It's on Kickstarter. The Astro Prism. Okay. So I'm sorry, Sophia. We don't have a ton of suggestions for you. The ones I mentioned are the ones I'm aware of, but yeah, I don't have a lot of experience with it, so I can't really give you a big list like I could with the multiplayer RPGs. But yeah, maybe try and check those out. I know itch.io has a big section of it. If you scroll by like reviews and stuff, that might be helpful. Also asking, I know the Discord in the Second Wind Discord, there's a channel for RPGs. You could pose the question there. If you want to pose it in the RPG Help Desk channel, you're welcome to do that there as well. Any other Discord group that you're a part of that has like an RPG or tabletop channel, it would be worth popping it in there, seeing what people say. That's the best advice I got. If you're still here, let me know if that's helpful. If you're not, I hope you're having a great day, whatever you're doing. A Nuclear says the only solo RPG I played is Midnight Muscadines, and I liked it. Well, there you go. There's one suggestion. A Deep says Rat Beach has a cool one about investigating an ancient obelisk thing, and you can decide what kind of vibe you want it to be. Ooh. Yeah, if you can get the name of that, I'll say it, and that'll be helpful. Oh, Deshin with another question. And we'll, assuming it's related. Maybe not. We'll answer it real fast. Also, but yeah, Sophia, if you're still here, let me know if that answers your question. Dash said one last question. Would you suggest learning about it in advance, like with the player's manual or watching tutorials on how to play, or just trust my DM will steer a newbie in the right direction? That was another factor, kind of like performance anxiety. It's completely up to you. If you're getting something as crunchy as Pathfinder 2, it's worth learning how to play. Absolutely. There's going to be so many options on just like character creator and like what you want to do. Worth looking up some videos on how to play. A good DM should kind of lead you in the right direction, but you'll have an easier time doing that. If it's something like, Honey Heist, you don't really need to. I mean, you could. If you've got the time and energy to learn to play a game before you show up, about 9.9 times out of 10, I would suggest that, because that generally makes the game playing experience better. You have more knowledge going in. But I don't think it's entirely required unless it's requested. There has been games that I've played where I've been like, everybody needs to be familiar with the rules. Everybody needs to watch this video or read these pages of the book, just so at least I know you know the vocabulary I'm going to use. Something like that. So I would suggest reading the rules. That's also coming from someone who shows up to games and goes, yeah, I'll play this. And if you come to a game without knowing the rules, then you need to be just extra accepting of how it goes. Where it's like, oh, I want to try this. Oh, I failed because I didn't do this quite right. Oh, okay. Don't be like, well, I wanted it to do it this way. If I had known, I would have done it this way, and then maybe we would have succeeded. It's like, but you didn't know. So, like, that's the price you paid. You just got to deal with that. So, like, I played Star Trek Adventures and I at a con and had absolutely no idea how to play it. And there were pre-made characters, and I was like, sweet, and just kind of rolled with whatever, pun intended, happened. And, like, I did something wrong, if I died, if I didn't do it quite correctly, if I was a little confused, it's a learning experience. It's okay. But, like, I didn't get upset at anybody because the thing didn't go the way I wanted it to. Or, like, oh, I would have done it different if. So, if you don't learn the rules, be extra vigilant about that and be chill about it. Does that answer your question? All right. Burr, burr, burr. Catching up on chat. Deep says she also got one called Lichdom, but I know nothing about it other than the name. And you're trying to become a lich? Nice. Okay, so the solo RPG is called Chirin's Doom. Let me put that in chat. Deeb's put it on YouTube by Nick Bate. Okay, cool. Actually, there's a link right here. I'll just put that. There you go. Thanks, Deebs. Thanks, Rat Beach. So there. There's a suggestion. Well, hey, El Cheshire. How you doing? We could have a second Wind West Marches thing. Kind of fun. I wouldn't be against that. Thanks for the question, Chill Penguin. We will try to get to that. We will try to get to. I guess you're involved in this. I'll try to get to it, but also we as a group will try to get to it. Also, if I don't get all these, I'll just save them for next week too. Call of Cthulhu alone has scenarios are good. Ooh, for solo RPG, that sounds cool. That seems like a good one because like a lot of those stories are about one person just going mad. Unclear says, please, or Unnuclear says, please read the rules as player. It makes my job so much easier as a GM. Instantly be, yeah. If you can, do it. Again, even the more crunchy stuff. Do you have to be math savvy to play TTRPGs? Because that's not my strong suit. Julia Goodwin, 9510. I have dyscalculia, which means numbers don't stay in the same spot when I'm looking at them. It's basically dyslexia, but for numbers. So I am not math savvy. And no, you do not. There are some things to make it even easier. Stuff like Foundry. I think Hedron and some other virtual tabletops will auto math for you. There's games that do very simple math. So like, again, Fate, Savage World, stuff like that. You're dealing with very small numbers. And you also have people at the table who can check your work. Like if you say, oh, I rolled a 17 plus 5, that's 30. The person next to you could be like, what? That's not correct. And you could be like, oh, you're right. Whoops. So yeah, you don't need to be. I also have dyslexia, so like words are a bit of an issue for me too, and I still play RPGs. So like you do not have to worry about that. If you are doing a very crunchy game where it's like, oh, your attack is divided by 1/3 of this score, which then gets added to 2 pieces of the other thing. Like those games maybe, because I can't play those games, because that's if anything is getting like if you're getting fractions involved, I'm out. I've checked out. And I've been pitched games like that, and the answer is no. So some of those games, yes, but the majority, especially modern games, tend to be lighter on math. So always check it out. Pathfinder can be very numbers heavy, says Blue McNeil. Recommend 5e ones to keep stats disadvantage. I agree. 5e is easier on numbers than Pathfinder 2. I still think Pathfinder 2 out of the two is the more fun version of that style of system. And I think the numbers, even though they are bigger, are still working, in small enough increments or like clear enough increments that it's not too hard to do. Ooh, VTM base 10. Darn tootin'. Yeah, something like VTM with like a dice pool where it's like you roll a bunch of dice and you're only counting ones over a certain number. Or if they're a 1. So yeah, you don't have to be number savvy. It's all good. Shadowrun's like that. Best to play with program for the dice. Yeah, I tried Shadowrun once and got very confused. Hi, Gargadargus. Oh no, Bonzi Buddy's here. Gargadargus just put a virus, some malware in chat. Oh, Meritisi, I posted a suggestion in one of the suggested chat channels about possibly create groups for TTRPG as well. Maybe. Is it different? Because there's for the Second Wind Discord, Merithy, because there's the RPG Help Desk channel and a roleplay channel and also a tabletop channel. Like there might be, I don't know if would we have enough people for like a dedicated looking for group, but I also don't know if that's what you meant. So if you want to clarify. Ooh, another question from Ape Escape fan. It's on the list. So the damage of your spells, says Talion, is equal to your current XP. You roll a d12, and then you divide the number of targets, then raise the power of the spell slot that you used. Yeah, I think I played that game, Talion. Pretty sure I have. And then I left. Ooh, Diceground says, okay, I promised to update on the Silent Hill one-shot. Players had a blast. I ended up altering stats for monsters in 5e to match with the Silent Hill monsters. Yay! One of the players called it that they were in Silent Hill, and everyone cracked up and loved the concept. That's fantastic. Thanks for the update. I'm glad it went so well. Were they sufficiently spooked? That's what I was trying to say. I almost said suspiciously spooked. Yeah, changing to looking for a group thread. I wonder if there's enough people for a looking the group, because the problem is if we make another channel, then that's more work for mods because they have to start looking for it. Maybe rather than having a channel, maybe something like the RPG Help Desk channel, having like a looking for group period kind of thing, rather than a dedicated channel. Because I know another channel is more work for mods. So maybe something like that. I don't know if that would work. Could have a thread in a channel. Oh, that's really Deeps. That's a really good point. Yeah, maybe a thread. They were suspiciously spooked, says sufficiently spooked, says Dice Ground. The body horror descriptions got them. We're currently only half finished with it. They still have nurses to find. Oh, that's so exciting! I'm glad. Shadowrun is dope AF, but I get why a bunch of people bounce off it, says Unnuclear. Yeah, that's also seems like brilliant world building mechanics that I just can't get behind. It's too crunchy for me. Dr. Welch says, do you prefer comedy RPGs to be death-free, like TFOS? I'm not sure what that means. Or toon or high death, like Paranoia or Monty Python. It fully depends on the tone. Like, if I want to have some stakes, it's permadeath. But if I want to just be like, we're here to have a goofy time, then like Looney Tunes rules of like, well, you can get crushed by an anvil, but you'll be okay. You'll just be inconvenienced. To succeed on your investigation check, solve the two-dimensional wave equation given the following internal boundary conditions. You said you were going to pick up pizza. Is it going to be that square pizza? It's not a square pizza. It's a round pizza. And at the end, they get to kill James Sunderland as a treat, says Steve. It's about the Silent Hill game. Nice. Want to bring back rolling how creatures feel about you. Oh, why did it ever go away? You don't have to bring it back. You could just keep it there. Oh, Dice DM, you have a question. Hang on. I'll put it down. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to get to. I got so many questions, and I'm still getting there. Makes for better RP than differential equations. Square pizzas are bomb, though. Look. Square, round, triangular, heart-shaped. If it's pizza, it's going to be good. Like, it's hard to make bad pizza. I've had pizza that's like fine, but I'm still going to eat it. It's pizza. Like, you really got to work hard to make an inedible pizza. I like gas station pizza. I've had some good gas station pizza. I'm not even mad about it. Hey, Miss Harmony. Even bad pizza is a good time. Yeah, as someone who like legitimately seeks out Little Caesars, like it's hard to mess up a pizza to make it inedible. Julie Goodwood saying I like World of Darkness, Shadowrun, Cyberpunk concept, but the dark setting is kind of a turnoff. Yeah, I would say you can also just lighten those settings up. I mean, I've played World of Darkness, and every time we've played it, we've pretty much ignored like the big like, oh, it's brooding and oh, there's all these backstabbing. And it's like that's happening kind of off screen, and we're just having a hoot. And like purposefully don't get involved with it. And like, yeah, a lot of the cyberpunk style settings where it's like kind of dystopian can be a real downer. You can lighten that up some. Just not everything needs to be as horrible all the time. Especially is nice in, current climates where there's a lot of actual horribleness all the time happening. And sometimes you want to play a game that's like a little hopeful. Funny to say that. My Adventures Night ritual every Saturday was ordering pizza and watching it live. Oh, that's fun. That's a good ritual. I like that. I hope it's delicious pizza, not just mediocre pizza. Old school World of Darkness, every book changed the lore and the rules. It was like watching slow motion wiki editor war. I don't doubt that. That's funny. All right. Bump, bump, bump. Where was the question? I started off by answering a question. I think that was the Sophia one. I did. And I don't think Sophia came back. So hopefully answered question. Unnuclear had a question. Said longtime GM, first time running Blades in the Dark. Do you have any tips or tricks for me? I haven't run Blades in the Dark on Nuclear, which I just saw you post not long ago, so I think you're still here. I have not run it. I've learned a bit about it. I especially love the clock system. So I do not have any tips directly for it. But is there anything that you feel like you specifically feel weak in or want help in or want ideas for? If you're still here, you can answer that. And if not, then I guess I'll move on. You can lighten up Cyberpunk 2077 where everybody ended up fine and nothing bad happened to anyone. Yeah, they'll just had a good time. All right, well, I'm waiting to hear back from Unnuclear. Oh, never mind, just message. Mostly session 0 stuff. I get the feeling that my group isn't too keen on playing it. Been trying to sell them on as a system. Ooh, okay. Well, now I have a side question. What makes you feel like they're not keen on it? Like, is it just that it's a new system and they're afraid to try it? That they're not interested in the setting? That they're just unsure of how it works? What is that? Because that might be My tip is learn what they're afraid of, avoid it, learn what they want, and exploit it. No, don't exploit it. Just like very much play into the things that they're interested in. They hate learning stuff. That's a really hard one because you got to learn new stuff. The tip I would say then is if they hate learning new stuff and they're learning the thing, I would say find out what they want from it and just really focus on that. Make it, oh, I want to steal the hat off the president and nobody knows that I did it. And like, you can build that into the scenario and they can do something cool with it. And then they sell the hat to a scalper for big money. And then they get to do something cool with that money. And they like, just try to don't try to figure out, just directly ask, kind of what is it that y'all want to try? What is it that you're looking forward to doing with this character? And then work that directly into it. And try to do it, easing them into it, talking them through the rules. Be okay with being bendy on the rules where, oh, well, I want to try this way, and be like, interesting. Like, oh, I'm going to try and, rather than use perception, I'm going to use handle animal. And rather than necessarily saying no, be like, well, how are you going to do that? And it's like, oh, well, I'm going to see how the animals in this cat cafe react to people, to figure out who they're not going by, and then that's probably the shiftiest person here, like something like that. And it's like, okay, yeah, roll with that. That's my tip. And also some of the cool things, try and focus on some of the cool things that Blades in the Dark does that they can have fun with. Does that make sense? What if you want to play D&D, but you hate numbers and really like Bauhaus? Solid reclaimed. I can't talk today. There's always Mage. I love Mage. The mechanics of Mage are really good. Mr. Welch says a trick to getting new players to try new games is to run them through the world of Cinnabar first, and then promise them all the other games get better from now on. I wouldn't recommend that. Sound Advice says on nuclear. All right, cool. Do you have a way to move forward in a positive way from that, or do you need a little more guidance or like a follow-up question or something? Because again, I don't want to be like, I answered it, my job here is done, when you just kind of were like, oh, make them have fun. Got it, Jesse. Thanks. What great advice. Like, is there a way moving forward you understand that you can be like, yeah, this will help? Miss Harmy says, I just want to say that I love RPG Help Desk, and I hope one day to have another tabletop group so I can use all this knowledge. Oh, I hope you do too. I bet you will. You gotta find him. That was the whole first question we had. I was finding groups. I don't know if you were here for that part, but you could find him. Now that was a good answer. All right, sweet. Thanks, the nuclear. I'm glad that it was helpful. I wish you the best of luck. Feel free to post in the channel or whatever with updates, or if you have more questions, because I'm always curious about, like, I get to say things, and one of the things that I really like is getting like knowing like the Silent Hill stuff where it's like, oh, we said some things and then got an update later. There was like I really enjoy hearing back about how something went or what someone did. I think it's really cool. It's not just like, I'm here to dispense wonderful advice that everyone should take most seriously. If I have the biggest RPG brain, it's like, that's not what I'm here to do. This is a conversation. Like, I've been doing this long enough that I have some ideas, but a lot of y'all have been doing this long enough that you also have some ideas, and we all just want to talk about cool thing. So, like, let's talk about cool thing. I have a platform in which to host this, but that doesn't mean that I know everything or that this is all about me. So, like, I like hearing from y'all, both live and, you know, afterwards as updates and stuff. Italian with a question saying, are you going to understand if the answer is no? Are you going to be doing anything on your personal channel at some point? I missed some Jesse videos. Thanks. I prefer fancy Jesse advice from on high, says Steves. Sorry, I'll do one whole session, one whole stream where it's just answers from me on high. Italian currently no, just because I spend so much of my time, like my full-time job is Second Wind, so any videos I'm going to make are probably going to be on there. I have one that I wrote a script for that's more of just a thing I wanted to talk about, so that's a bit of a Jesse video. But yeah, it's not like a secret project that I'm building up a secondary channel on my own in case something happens Second Wind. I just do a lot with Second Wind, and that's where most of my time goes, so I don't have a lot of time for my own stuff. And also, if I make my own stuff, it's just going to show up on Second Wind, which I am currently working on a thing that is taking a long time, but I am very excited about. Please do more sports commentary videos. I love doing those. Thanks, Dice. I also enjoy doing them. So there will be more. It's a thing of like, what do I need to stop doing so I can make one of those? Gary Redux with $5 says, running first session of a custom cut down version of 5e this weekend for a group not wanting the full rules version. Thanks for the inspiration to try. You're welcome, Gary. I hope it goes great. And whether it does or doesn't, you can tell us about it. I want to hear. By the way, they announced Season 5 Adventures Nigh date, or did I miss it? You have not missed it. We have not announced it yet. Spoilers, I am working on animations. I said that earlier. But we have not announced when it is going to come out. I think that I've been in meetings and where we've discussed this stuff, and I either A, don't remember the answer of when we were going to announce it, or B, do remember, but I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to tell you. You could take your pick on which the answer is, but the result is you're not going to learn from me either way, so kind of the same outcome. Taking a break from TTRPGs for another month or two, says on Nuclear, because one of our players is a tax accountant and she doesn't get a social life during tax season. I believe that. She also probably makes absolute shit tons of money during tax season. Because, oh my gosh, is it expensive to get someone to file your taxes. Which is the dumbest thing. The government knows how much you owe. Just tell us. How come the refs don't gather together like zebras? I'm just here to dispense annoying quips about World of Darkness, this reclaimed Dazen. I'm DMing the first time with a pre-made one-shot this weekend. Any tips? Says Jimissy. I haven't done a lot of pre-made stuff. Be open to for pre-mades, be open to people doing something outside of what the book has any indication of what you should do about, and be okay with that and roll with it and try to go in that direction, then kind of weave it back rather than saying no or like doing a thing. I find a lot of pre-made stuff to be too rigid, and they want you to do it a certain way. And if you don't, you just hit a dead end. Don't do that. Find a way to go in that direction and turn it back into where the story needs to go. That would be my tip. TurboTax and other firms lobby promise not to make taxes automatic. Captain President, you are correct, and it is hell frustrating. It's not dumb. The government has such an arcane tax accounting system. So one, the rich can take lots of things as tax credit, avoid paying fair share. And two, as Captain President said, which is TurboTax lobbies. Yeah, that is also correct. I mean, it is dumb because I feel like those reasons are dumb, but it is not dumb in the sense, welcome back, in the sense that like it's not on purpose. It's absolutely on purpose. So the rich can get richer. What time is it? It's almost 6. Oh, I do have to go. Wow, there's a lot of. Wait, hang on. Wolf Hydra paid for a question, so I'm absolutely going to answer that before we go. Julia Goodwin had a really good question too. How do you tell red flags in a DM? All right, I think next. Am I here next week or am I gone next week? I think I'm here next week. I'm going to have to just start getting into these questions next week because there's some really good ones y'all made. But Wolf Herder said, when writing a RPG, do you start with the setting/lore or go with mechanics and rules? I'm just starting the process and have analysis paralysis. Wolf, are you still here? Because you said that a while ago, but I definitely want to answer it before we go. Because the answer is what's most important to you. Is it a thing of, I'm very excited about this. Hey, you are here. Cool. What are you most excited about? Are you excited about telling a story in a location and the history of it? Or are you excited about a mechanic? Because I have built games both ways, and it really just matters of how it is. I built a zombie apocalypse game because I really wanted a game that had a good crafting system. Because I just wanted that idea of like you're in the zombie apocalypse and like you're finding anything you can and you're just trying to make things with it to survive. And that was solely based on the mechanic of how that's going to work. Once I got that down, then started fleshing out, okay, well, how do the zombies work? How do we want this other stuff to work? And then I've done stuff where it's like, I have this really cool setting. So like, what is it? It's a survival horror TTRPG. Love it so far. And I've got the beginnings of both the setting and mechanics, but I'm spinning my wheels. Okay. Then if you're spinning your wheels, then zombie apocalypse crafting is my jam, says Miss Harmony. Heck yeah. If you're spinning your wheels, here's what I would do. I would set up just essentially a whiteboard. It can be a OneNote app. It can be a piece of paper. It can be... I have a spam risk calling me. It could be whatever. And divide it in two and write setting on one side and mechanics on the other, and write down the shortest, sweetest, just most post-it note sized explanation of a thing that you want for that game. You want the zombie apocalypse setting. Okay, zombie apocalypse setting. Boom. That's on the lore side. Is there a specific thing you want about the zombie apocalypse? You want zombies to be fungal based. Okay, that's another note. Fungal zombies. Mechanics. You want blood to replace gasoline. I'm spitballing here. I don't know what you want. So you write blood replace gasoline as mechanic. And now HP is an actual like thing you can use to power things. So build out a list and then just look at it, and you're gonna see one that you're like, that blood for fuel thing, I'm really thinking about that right now. And then you just take that and you have another piece, a larger document, piece of paper, whatever, and then you just write about that. How is that going to work? What's the fun things you can do with it? When you have that list of all those things, and then you can gravitate to one of them rather than trying to remember, like, oh, I did kind of like this thing. Oh, I was thinking about this mechanic. Oh, but that mechanic could work well with this lore thing. And your mind is kind of ping-ponging back and forth, and nothing is solidifying because you're constantly bouncing around. So solidify them as short little bite-sized things, and then decide what you want to start fleshing out that you're most excited about, or that makes the most sense, or whatever for that moment, and then flesh that out. And now you have that set up, and you might fill out one side entirely, or you might do the other one entirely. You might bounce back and forth, but you will start filling that out, and having that list makes it so much easier to do that. Does that make sense? It says elevator pitch, Resident Evil / Parasite Eve meets the color out of space in Kowloon Walled City. I don't know what Kowloon Walled City. Wait, that sounds familiar. Hang on. I'm looking this up. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought it was. That sounds cool. I really like that setting. B, I also like a survival horror RPG, generally mechanically. I like Color Out of Space. I like The Walled City. I like Resident Evil and Parasite Eve. But yeah, does that idea make sense to you? Did I explain it well enough? Does it sound like it would be useful? Let me catch up on Twitch. No, Jesse, we have to tell them they took the correct amount of our paychecks out, or else. That's true. You're right, Crawdad. It's not in the interest of giant corporations to get paid, do our taxes, to make doing our taxes easier for us. It's very true, Deebs. My state friends feel like Texas wrong. Not fun fact, the douchebag hack guy that owns Splitgate, his dad funded the company that owns TurboTax. Is that real? Dang. Jesse pursues the RE crafting, the RE Requiem crafting system. Oh, cool. I haven't made it far enough in there. Wolf says, yes, it does. It sounds useful. Appreciate you. Absolutely. Yeah, like, it's a thing that I also struggle with, of like, oh, I'm excited about this, and that if I don't start writing things down, and I do recommend writing them down short, because if you have your base board of like, oh, here's the survival idea, the survival horror idea for the city, and you write down a huge note, that's for the, I'm going to really dig into this document, not the base thing. And if you're just very excited and you start writing stuff down, I mean, all right, cool, good for you. But when you're trying to build that initial board, shorter is better. because you want that long explanation, but you don't want it on that board. That is just to focus your energy so that then you can write it long form. A nuclear asked Wolf Herrera, have you checked out other survival horror games? You can have inspiration from Mothership, Call of Cthulhu, All the Flesh Must Be Eaten. I haven't played All the Flesh Must Be Eaten. I've heard it's cool, though. Yeah, like Mothership, great. Call of Cthulhu, also really like. Syndromes 23235 with £5. Hey, thank you. It says, how do you go decoupling the class from the character personality? For example, the bard, social deception character, but played as a fake priest who fakes being a clergyman, basically. I think it's weird. I don't have a problem with that. Like, I've played rogues that aren't like evil or conniving or even necessarily sneaky. Like, classes are, I think of class. I think this is part of the way to do that. Decoupling is just looking at the class as the mechanics, not the personality. You want to play a rogue because you want more skills. Okay. Cool. Then you have more skills. You want to play a bard because you want to have some magic and some deception. Cool. Awesome. Then you've got it. And your character is a clergyman or a fake clergyman. Pretends to be a priest. Yeah, you just look at it as these are the tools I am given for the mechanics of the game. Here is the character I want to portray for the game. Is what I do personally. I know people that struggle with that, and that one it blows my mind a little bit because I'm like, why? Like, he's like, I'm also someone that's like, oh, the barbarian, like the rage, like you don't have to play that as angry. You can reflavor that a different way. As being like overly calculating and like very like that slow-mo Sherlock Holmes style thing where it's like, oh, I predict your movements and then I do this. It's like you can reflavor it that way. So I guess reflavoring is also a way to do it. Unnuclear dyslexia really getting me today. Yeah, smart barbarian, where like you can just be smart. It's okay. Smart barbarian, not smart librarian.
Oh, no. Never mind.
Or strong librarian. Okay.
Close your tickets.
Incarnadine says, fun fact, I playtested Cthulhu live in Portland in the mid-90s. That's wild. Deep says, I once played a class that as you level, you're supposed to become more and more undead, but we reflavored that as I was becoming a bird man. That's really funny. I like that. But yeah, so the reflavoring, just the disconnect between a mechanic and like being okay with just don't give into stereotype, you know? Like, it'd be like, I have to be the horny bard. Like, no, you don't. Perfectly fine. So many more ways to play that. Papa Frank, I'm going to write that question down, but I can't answer it now because I'm about to leave. But syndromes, does that answer your question? I want to know if that was helpful. Hey, Salvador. I'm getting over being sick, but I'm doing pretty good today. How are you doing? Oh, Papa Frank. Any advice on GMs how to make combat encounters that are challenging without killing NPCs in a random side fight? It's a good question. That I will have to get into another time. I think next time I will just go over all the questions I could not get to today because y'all had a lot of really great questions. Syndromes might not be here anymore. Oh no. But Unclear's advice of environmental hazards, time limits. Another thing, real quick, making the failure state not death. Like you want to get into combat, but the goal isn't to just murder you; it's to rob you. It's to distract you. It's to just get a pint of blood. Like it does not have to be combat. Does not have to be, and then it's to death. Same with like wild animals, where it's like, oh, it's realized it's beaten and now it's going to leave. So yeah, failure state does not have to be death. Is the short answer. I didn't get back a message from Syndromes, so if you're checking this out in the VOD, hopefully that was an answer. If that's not, feel free to let me know or ask a question on the RPG Help Desk Discord channel in the Second Wind Discord. Oh, cool. I'm glad that was helpful, Frank. Papa Frank. That's on the list of stuff that I want to answer for next time. So we're going to get into that. I'm actually going to add that. Talion, I will find a day that you're available, and we will just set up a thing for your thing. Because you deserve a whole dedicated stream. I guess that's it. I gotta go. Oh shoot, it's 6:15. I really gotta go. Thanks everybody for coming. Really appreciate it. Check out the DFTBA store. We got the Blu-rays for Adventures Nigh there. We got a bunch of other really fun stuff there for the t-shirts and the whatever. That's all Stare Italian. Yes, absolutely. Yes, that's it. Hey, Meredith D, thanks for the 100 bits. Thanks for doing this. You're welcome for doing this. Thank you. Question, will you answer this question next week? You'll just have to find out on Nuclear. Can you hear my chair squeak when I... Well, now it's not squeaking. Now Devin's making squeaking noises for fun. Oh, there it was. Did you hear it? Huh? Yeah, this is necessary. If I do it slow enough, I think it picks up. Talk, talk, walk, talk. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for the 100 bits. You're welcome. Review each Lord of the Ring movie first, real quick. There's only one Lord of the Ring movie, Sir John Arbuckle, and it does not share power. It's also just 11 and a half hours of really great. That's my review. It's really great. And it's 11 and a half hours. Glad I've caught you. Yeah, Deshan. I hope we see you next week too. I'm really glad you came in, and thank you so much for asking your question. Well, it's not too bad. Okay, good. I might have to grease this. Okay. Bye, everybody. I'll just catch you in the stream. Hope you catch the next one. 4:30 next week. So an hour and 15 minutes before whatever time it is for you right now is when I start this on Thursdays. So to 0, I hope to see you next week. Bye.